naitwa Tekee. I'm a creative. Number one, it's exciting, but not that really exciting. Sababu unaweza imagine like a show inaitwa wewe. So you carry that heavy burden. Like show ikikuwa mbaya, God forbid, itakuwa Untying Kantai ni mbaya. Ni name yako. Kantai ni kwa hapo hivyo. So ikikuwa fiti, pia ni Kantai ni kali. So hiyo pressure, hiyo burden ya kubeba story on your shoulders niyo. Experience auditions. Number one, this is the second time I worked with Philip, by the way. The first time I worked with Philip was in 2016 during Swan Johnny. I had come in as a supporting actor, extra, doing the role of a caretaker. Yeah, so then Philip, some of these stories nilikam kulan this year. There's a podcast I saw yenye Abeli alipiga story yao wakianzanga Philip and stuff. So kuna kenye li happening hapo hivyo. So sikuwahi work na Philip tena for a very long time until I received a call from Denise. Kwanza nilishanga ametoa wapi namba yangu. So she was like, "Hi, my name is Denise. I'm from Philip Production." Yes, I knew Denise just by seeing her because nilikuwa na attend hizo ma premieres za shows zao. So I knew Denise as madam producer, but interacting in one-on-one, I'd never known her. So she called me and she was like, she's been looking for my number. She has my number. She was meant to call me, but she forgot. So she has a slide for me that she wants me to audition. And I was like, yeah, you send me the slide and then I'll see what I can do. So later on, she sent me the slide. I read the description. It needed a 50-year-old guy. I'm not 50 years old. So I was like, hii sitapata, mbona ni waste time. So I never auditioned for it. I think nilisumbua Denise like 3 times. She would call. Namwambia natuma actually nisharecord ama ukupata. So the essence was like achoke achane na mimi. But she kept on calling. So the last time I just had to do it, it was around it was 6:30 in the evening when I received her call, and she was like, today's the deadline, we really need to send this audition tape. So I had to send in the tape. But now the problem is I didn't have somebody to record me. And then the environment that I was in was so noisy. If you've gone to the Kenya National Theatre on Thursdays, that is the day that they always allow content creators to come in and do their content. And then kuna majamaa wachezanga madrums. So it was so noisy, it was so chaotic that evening. So I needed a quiet place to record, and I could not find it. At the same time, I was directing a play. So I'm focused on the play here. I need to leave them kidogo, get out, look for a space. We are the classrooms, people are making a lot of noise. So tukena nyuma ya KNT. Kuna nyuma ya KNT, nikatafuta boys wawili walikuwa wananisaidia kurecord. Manze, in the middle of the best take, watchman akatoka hapa akawika katikati ya take. Wewe tokeni hapo. Hey, miukula moto. Guy. Nilijam na umse ile serious. Nilikula moto na vile mbaya. Because that was the best take. We were trying to do a take. Maybe wasata piga kelele kwa classroom and then you have to cut, start over again. So this was the best take. But all in all, after that, we got permission, we shot the audition tape and I sent it to Denise.
Walikuwa nakuzia how much?
Hizo za white tunaziitanga cosmetic. Pill moja ni so 2.
I was like, acha nimalizane naye. And after a few days, she called me and she was like, you have been selected for the callback. Yeah, funny bit, after now watching the audition tape. Now this is even after I've finished shooting. That's when I was like, kumbe tulifanya job hapa. But the essence of it was like, just send it to Denise so that I can just finish up with her. But then I went for the auditions. My name is Tekee, and I'm playing the role of K, Mr. K. Very. I did the audition. She called me again and she was like, "You've been selected." Though I didn't know what role I was doing. So she just told me I'd been selected. We came for a meeting, the introduction, number one, the background of the story, telling us about the story. But even as she was talking, I was like, I don't think I'm that person that they were saying. And finally, shock on me. I was told I was one who was drinking Kantai. Number one, I just I read the content and it was talking about maduya, nini na kujidunga. So for me, I thought King was, unajua semtani watu wa madrugs wanakuanga na majina funny. King, Bazenga, ngoja hizo majina. So nilidhani ni kimsetu fulani mauru. But tena after kuisoma nilikuwa umsi ananitamzai, and then the questions, the content of the scene, I realized that this guy didn't know what these drugs were all about. So he was inquiring. So that's why I did it the way I did it. But when I read the name King, initially I was like, hey, and maybe my big pintu fulani wa mtaani tu hapo wenye nakuanga na majina funny. Wow, just the way I said, many a times, it's the dream of any actor, all actors in fact, they always dream of one day, being leads in a certain production. For me, the closest I've come is a supporting character. And it's a dream of every actor. But now there's that time that, the time that comes that now you've gotten the lead character. And for me, it was like, there's a very big difference, like whereby you are auditioning knowing that I'm auditioning for a lead character. But there's this thing that and I really like the way Phil did it, because, now that pressure, they remove the burden or the pressure burden on me, because you were auditioning just like any other character. The story was not out here, so I didn't know, okay, who's King, who's this, you're supposed to do this. During the audition, I realized he's a family man, but I didn't know that he will be the main man. So, that pressure in the audition room really went down. But now after that, there's that point whereby now you are a lead character. Instead of being happy, now the reality hits you. Wow, I'm the one who's carrying this story. So definitely I was excited, because I remember after the call that Denise told me I'd selected, I just went and I said a prayer and I thanked God. That's what I normally do before an audition and after any process. I always thank God, because I know it's because of him that I'm able to get such a role. So after Denise's call, I went and prayed, and I was happy. Number one, you've gotten the role. I finally get a chance to work with Phil again, because I'd really admired how they work. I think the closest I came was working with Abel on Keep Kemboy. Yeah, that's the closest I got, and I'd really wanted. In fact, that day Abel was like, "Piga shughuli, si ndio? Uswai tense. Inakuja." Yeah, so I was really waiting for that chance. So number one, yes, I've gotten the chance. But now when I came for the first cast meeting and you realize that, hey, you're the main man.
What's your name? How much has been tested?
Naitwa King Kantai.
Oh.
Haiwezekani.
Tuambie ni nini imehappen?
Wamenibia. Wazungu wamenibia.
So you have a lot of doubts. Will you deliver? Unajua, feel it manze, sio watu hivi. Will you match those standards? Will you give them what they want? And I remember during the mock shoot is when I walked out to Phil and Abel and was like, hey, what do you guys really need about this guy? And I was like, you know what? You do you. You do you. Yeah, so kuna hiyo excitement mtu anakuanga nayo na kuna reality check. So me reality hit immediately when Denise told me I was the one doing Kantai. Yeah. Yeah, number one, let me start by first, thanking Philip for the process that they took us through, because we had number one, we had coaching, and we read the script, and we had a chance whereby we just talked about the script and talked about each and every character, and I personally took time to talk to the directors, the script writers. I talked to Abel. I talked to Mercy, I talked to Smalls, and I was like, Kenji, I was asking them, so when you guys were in that, creative room, what did you expect? Okay, what were you thinking about this person? I just wanted to have that extra information that they had that was not in the script. So how I always prepare for a character, of course, after, breaking down the script and stuff, most of my characters, muzishikanga na ngoma. And if you can remember, every morning I used to come on set. Before I go on set, like nikiingia tu morning, nikifika nilikuanga na earphones. And for Untying Kantai was El Shaddai at the band. So that's how I used to get into character. If it was an emotional scene, I used to, there's this one in moyo wangu Usilie tena. Yeah. So anytime an emotional scene will come, I will put that. Anytime, the normal Kantai, blah, I'll play El Shaddai. That's in the morning, and in the evening when I was going home. And of course, and Kola was of great help because we used to play around with Kola. So if it was a bubbly scene, I'll just look for Kola, nimrukie, nimfanye nini. And yeah, that's how I would, switch from now being Tekee to Kantai. Number one, it was where it was hard for me, it was Silayo, because I met Silayo, who was playing my wife.
If you meant those words, then ungetoka huku nje and look for a good job. Angalie. Look at me. I should be retiring.
I met her during the auditions, and wow, she's a very strong actor. And so it was how do we create that chemistry? I'm kind of like I'm an introvert when I don't know you, but when I get to know you, I'm that I'm talkative. So I was like, okay. Number one, I didn't know how to start that process whereby now, what do you find about this? How do we go about it? How do we do it? Especially after reading those scenes. But Silao reached out, and and it was funny. She just called me in bed. She, where our holding area was, there was a bed, and that it was so cold. She just called me and come, sit here. Now let's talk about us. And we just had a conversation, and after that, we used to sing a lot because she's a singer. So in the morning, we'll come with my family. Okay, that was part of the bonding, by the way. Masi, Sanchez, SK, Nini, Faiz, and my wife. We had a small choir, of course, Kola being the ring leader. Yes, she's the AD. Yeah, so that's how we bonded as a family. Actually, it took us only a day to bond, and it was through the songs that some of them I have them in my phone, and I watch them, and I always laugh a lot. Every day, every day, because I always believe the reason why we're here is because we love what we are doing. And if you love what you are doing, you'll always do it when you're happy. So I was always bubbly on set. I was number one. I was the noisemaker. If I'm not on set, utanipata napiga kelele. If I'm not on set, doing this. When we are preparing for the scene, even in the middle of the scene, you'll see me dancing and doing everything. But my most memorable one, that I always laugh up to date is when we threw the clothes. Masi, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Yeah, it was in the line of duty. Shit happens even in China. Yeah, but actually it wasn't intentional. We didn't plan for it. But kuna mwanga kitu show nini during the last weeks ya shooting. Kuna kwanga tu na mapresha mob. Sijui zinatokanga wapi. Because zingine unapata mmestretch kama production mlifamalize hii day, mmestretch mpaka this particular day. There are no finances. People are tired. Everyone is tired. You're not the only one who's tired. Everyone is tired. So kuna mapresha zingine aziko, and you just have to finish. So on this day we were on set like since morning, and then in the afternoon when we were supposed to shoot, it was noisy, so we could not shoot at that time. So we had to wait for the noise to go down so that we can try and shoot. Actually they looked for another location around that place. So the idea was, we thought they will follow the sequence because it was us shooting and then we go. And then our scene was placed the last one. So you can imagine you are tired, you are sleepy. I love Kula director's walls. Okay, Kenya sijui ni. Okay, you guys, mbona mlikuwa mnafanya small sa direct scenes za usiku ba?
Yena kuna most energy hapo kwa all these directors.
Sawa, lakini ma short list. Hey, huyu jamaa la shortlist bazi. Hey, hizo sidhani. So it was Smalls. Kashoot scenes za blessing zote. So it was our turn. We went to 40. 40 is anasema sahi serious. So we'll go to 40 number. Bro, hii si umeona mzito vya may block, Woni inaweza pigwa na one take. 40 anamwambia, don't worry, I got you. So 40 told us, inapigwa na one take. So he called Spikes and they framed it how it will do a one take. So we were like, for this thing to go for one take, nitutupe nguo kwa maji. No, and that was not 40. 40 is the one who encouraged us to do that, because 40 told us there is a way it can go with one take. So the thing was, if we don't throw those clothes in water, we'll take a take 2. So the only way is we don't have extra costumes. So we threw the costumes in water. Now the thing is, Director Smalls being Director Smalls was like, akaona shot. Nipatie yo take. Na nguo zinazama. So what we didn't know, they had continuity. That was, and I think when Masi came and told me, I was very sorry. So pole mama. Maze, scene zote za Kantai zilikuanga kali. Zote zilikuanga. I cannot sit down and say, no, nimesahau moja memorable scene. Memorable scene yangu maze, mpaka nikikumbuka saizi wanga na kidogo niangushe gari ya Beli.
Madam, simama! Simama wewe, simama hata ujinga! Simama! Simama wewe!
Kidogo niangushe gari ya Beli, and it was 2 months old. The chase scene whereby umeenda pale kwa maduya, nimepata diapers badala ya kupata do, nimeanza kuchase ile gari. So tulikuwa tuna shoot, camera ilikuwa kwa back seat. Spikes was the one who was driving the car with the camera. So I was to come and talk to the camera, where's mama? So I think ilikuwa mbali. Spikes akaambwa kuje kari. Hakuna kitu ngumu. There's a difference between acting, you knowing how to drive, and now because you need to focus on the road, at the same time remain in character, at the same time get your marks correctly. So lazima niangalie, number 1, camera inipate, at the same time concentrate on the road. Mimi ndo na Spikes anakam. Ini gari ya Beli unataka kugonga na ni miezi 2, so niliswerve. So kuswerve si ni mtaro ndo hii. Kutry kurudisha gari is just like I could hear kina Kola scream from the chase car. Na nilistuka. Nilikuwa na solo. Solo nilikuwa kwa boot. And then Kenji, instead of, okay, he has seen what has happened, me, I was expecting like, okay, let's take a break, nini. Unasikia Kenji kwa nini? Kwa kitoki, let's go. Kantai, let's go. I'm like, guy. So just mpaka na tetemeka, imefika ile point yenye na tetemeka, but Kenji's like, that's what we need. We need that pressure. So that for me, that was so memorable. It was not really hard, but it was the environment was not okay. Set ya feel it is always bubbly. Ni hard sana ukuje set upate wase wamejam. Ni hard sana ukuje set upate, even if there's no set that doesn't have challenges. Even if kuna mahandi, that is part of the process of shooting. Kuna na mahandi, kuna kuanga na challenges, but ni hard sana ukamkwa set upate atu wase wamejam. Ilikuwa funny manze. Ilikuwa sijui set gani tulienda, mvua inatusumbua na tuko na kina Katule tunacheza ball. So hiyo ndio, that's how even our set ilikuwa. But this one was now when my daughter Ruby alikuwa amepiga maduya.
My dearest family, First of all, I'm so sorry. Please nisameni, but understand why I had to do it.
Every night I get nightmares of Dad getting shot at in the head or Mom floating down River Yolo.
Personally, nilikuwa kwa script nilikuwa nime breakdown kama now that is actually the downfall of Kantai. Like you struggle, to make your family happy, and then now the things that you think, and it went back to what there's a scene I had with Emory, and you were like tunaribu watoto wa watu nini, and Emory was there encouraging me. Little did I know that it was to come and happen to my own daughter. So it was I was having an exchange. No, I'm from that her bedroom where I found the note that she wanted to. She was saying the suicide note, and then down there I found the Maduya, and then on the script, you remember he had been told he was dragged and stuff. So these scenes are being shot out of sequence. So I'm from that scene, and then the next scene I'm going to face Angel, and have an exchange with her.
Wewe since upoteze hiyo pension fund yako, it's like you've lost your mind.
Wewe usijaribu kuniongelesha hivyo.
Or what, Kantai, or what? Utanipiga? Huh? You'll make my body float down River Yolo.
So that room wasn't that big. So we could not accommodate a lot of people, even in terms of, so they will come in, set the cameras, do everything, and everyone goes out. So you play for the camera. And I know the takes are so, because of adjustment, light and stuff, we were now to take a lot of takes. So you can imagine it's a very, very intense scene. People crying and stuff. You need to stand down, go out, they do the setup, and maintain that environment. But unfortunately, nyimeka huko hivyo mazee mmebonda, msana crack joke huko hivyo. Unasikia wasa merarua. So for me it was very, 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 very hard to contain that. But thanks to Kola, we called Kola, explained to her, and things were okay. Yeah. Number one, look now, I think Marcial do job fiti sana, because ile time nilikuwa niko chini nimechapa, like alikuwa ananivalisha vitu zingine hata yeye mwenyewe una feel. Kwa hizo viatu sijui hizo viatu alitoa wapi. Hizo viatu sijui zilikuwa tu character. Sijui alizitoa wapi. So hiyo costume pia ilikuwa inachangia a lot kwa hiyo transition. And I remember the day now I transition now from this side to this side. Like nilipigishwa look hata unatoka una feel
ulituchapa na do.
Si ndio hiyo kiburi basi. Hiyo kiburi na kama, and then plus the directors did a good job. Yeah, they will come and tell you, hey, ni aje bro, sasa hapa ni hivi. Hivi ndio sasa hivi. Hivi ndio una feel, hivi ndio unafaa kukua. Hivi ndio hivi. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the dressing and the directors really did a good job, for me to transition from this side and to this other side.
Which side was easier?
Which one? The one that was easier? Yeah, do of course. Yeah, do of course. Because unajua do ilikuwa inakuja na kiburi ingine, unapata mkienda set ka kushoot, unapewa gari ya beli udrive. So kwa pale ndani wasana kwambia, bro, tunakuombea upate gari kama hii. So ilikuwa automatically tu hiyo kiburi inakam. Yeah. Yeah. All the three directors were totally different from each other. Because I remember when we were starting this thing, I told Phil, mimi siku moja natakuwa director mdeadly kama wewe. So one thing Phil told me was, as much as you are here, for us we always open doors for people. We always give people that opportunity. So, but before you get that opportunity, you need to learn. Just learn. Look around. When you're not on set, sio lazima uende ukae pale. Come on set. Kuja kaa hapa, see what I'm doing and stuff. That's just the start of the process. So they were totally different. Phil will give you a lot of freedom. He will give you a lot of freedom to play with your character. Like he'll be like, he will challenge you with questions. So that way, ulikuwa get character yako instantly 100%. For Kenji is a perfectionist. Mazi, Kenji was so particular with what he was doing. And I think watching the series is when now I realized, wow, umseni mdeadly. Because Kenji was even hitting your mark, if you missed your mark, we would, repeat that because you just missed. If the lighting was, it happened to change. There are things that, Phil would allow to pass, like, you touches are now edit. But for Kenji was very particular, even with the words, how you say your words and stuff. Smalls, wow, umsako ni energy mingi manze. You need to be tamed. Ama ndizo manuele tuzinyo kisams. Smalls has a lot of energy and like angekupata kama umebit, ungechangamka tu. Even the way he would explain things to you, he would make them look so easy. Yeah, they were totally thrilled. And for me, for somebody who's aspiring to be a director, I can tell you for a fact, I really, really learned a lot from the three directors, and I'm very, very grateful to them. Rock up. Yeah? Number one, I really love the limping. I really love the limping. And Blessing did a very good job because I remember the first day he came on set. So I was like, Buda utatoboaje kupiga hii limp. So akaniambia, tutoke hapa nje. He went and looked for a stone. And he came back with this stone and he told Masi, hii ni prop. Hii ni costume. Ikiwahi potea, tutakosana na wewe vibaya sana. So he will put that stone in his shoes and wear the shoe. So the limping was constant. And I really liked that about it. In fact, niliba. Mali nitapata limping, nitaitumia tu. Yeah, so that's the role that I will want to play. Kantai alikuwa kipani kanatoa nguo. And that comes to Phil. There's a scene whereby nilikimbia na nguo uchi. Like so Phil kuna venye Phil anakuinfluence, anakuchallenge, anakufanyia vitu mpaka unajipata like I was like ningesoma hiyo haiwezi. Ati yangu take it out. Mbio tao haiwezi. Hiyo haiwezi. So even when I came that morning nilikuwa nimekuja mpaka nimejibondea, niko zile kama ni hapa ndani hiyo tutashoot. But ya kukimbia tao siwezi. So after we had finished with what we were doing inside there, so it was time to run outside there. Phil came. Kumbe he had talked to akina 40. And they were like, for this one, we'll not do a take 2 or something. You have to get it right. Na alikuja toka renjo, mke yangu unaonaje? Si ufike tu pale. Alafu. So when nilitoka mbio and now people were coming out of the shops, I was like, this shit is working. Kantai in 3 words. He's a go-getter. He's a loving person. And he's an emotional person.
Nice.
I think that's the only thing we share with Kantai, the emotional part. Yeah.
So we want to see.
Yeah, hizo zingine zote pia tunashare by the way. Yeah, I'm a loving person.
Nilikuwa nashangaa you're not a go-getter.
I'm a go-getter.
Okay. Let's see how well you remember the role.
Disclaimer, this thing is being shot
1 year.
2 years after the shoot. 2 years after the shoot.
So, hii ni easy, hata ilikuwa kwa trailer. Hii segment inaitwa finish the statement. Finally, ambition kama nipata.
Ati?
Finish the line. Hii ni line yako. So, ulikuwa unasema finally, ambition kama nipata. Ama kama nilocate. I think kwa script ulisema kama nilocate.
Kwani umekula shida na nini mpaka umekuwa something of the sort. By the way, kama unatafuta ile ngumu akia nani?
Na hiyo sasa ni tunaanza na hiyo juu kwa trailer.
Umekula shida na kijiko mpaka umefanya nini?
Nimeona niondoke, you go start up your own business.
Oh, the scene with with Kamlesh.
Aya. Number 2. Siwezi fanya kazi na polisi.
Duna nakumbuka ile na kesi juu na nilisema nini? Na nilikwambia tulishoot wapi? Tulishoot huko Ruiru. It was a night scene. Pale kwa ambulance. I remember. Nilisema hapo zi.
You say siwezi fanya kazi na polisi, no offense but reputation yenu si nzuri sana. Number 3, bus. hii ndio gari nataka kuona.
Hiyo naweza kumbuka.
Tuambie.
Bas, ona, gari you ascend, unapanda.
Hii nitakuwa naingia, wananiambia mheshimiwa, tujenge stadium.
After 6 months.
Kabisa. Niko na 5,000 for each and every job mtapiga huyu jamaa. Basically.
Nakumbuka hiyo ilikuwa pale kina Kenches. Nani imagine fanya hivi niko na ama nifanye mkimpiga ngumi 5 kila mtu tena sijui na so when was the last time ulipata pesa kama hiyo?
Naambia basically ngumi 3 ni mshahara yako.
Ni mshahara yako ya mwezi mmoja.
Okay, a small quick fire. Leakage moja hata iko nyuma ya hapo. What was the name? Wacha kuangalia wewe. What is the name of the branding company that hid the Maduya?
Sindoi. Bika.
Kabisa. When unakumbuka ile time mlienda kuficha gari na Sanchez, mlipeleka kwa property fulani ya Kamlesh. That property was registered under whose name?
Mamake.
Nice. Haya. What were the ground rules that you gave to MRI for holding the drugs?
At any given point in time, mimi ndio na handle drugs.
Rule number 2?
Hiyo tutafikiria tukiendelea.
What was the name of the military guy you did business with?
Kaito Hulk.
Hiyo ni jina yake ukweli.
Major or somebody?
LK.
Lieutenant Colonel.
Yes. What was your son's full name?
Sukoth.
Sukoth who?
Kantai.
Your daughter's full name?
Goja. We masige Ruby.
Kantai.
Ruby
Your
Kantai.
wife's full name?
Angela.
What was the name of the photographer who did majambos na wewe pale time ya photoshoot?
Hapo sana professionalism iliingilia. I swear to God, I don't know her name.
She had a name in the script.
Oh, in the script?
Yes.
Nilikuwa nimechanganywa hapo. Focus ika lost. One of the best series I've ever done. It's amazing. It's so captivating. You should watch it. Jambo wa Kurugenzi, Untying Kantai is now streaming live on Showmax, all the 13 episodes. Go and watch it and let's have your comments. Thank you.